What's up, peers, and welcome to the World Crypto Network. Today, again, at the Breaking Bitcoin conference here in Amsterdam, enjoying the beautiful building here, the stock market. What do you think? Like, what did they trade here?
I mean, they were the first ones actually doing trading, like standard stock market. I mean, this was it. This was where the tulip mania didn't happen.
Yes, exactly.
Right here.
Yes,
it didn't
right
happen.
Here. Right here. We pumped tulips back then, and now we pump shitcoins. And
that's right.
It's all a perfect, beautiful bubble. But the culture is still here. A lot of tulips.
That's right. It's apparently was a bar game.
So is our fate as well? Will we have shitcoins all over the place?
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
They're not going anywhere.
Shit. Will we have open dimes for shitcoins?
Unlikely.
I hear
Yes.
that there was
one time.
One time.
I have a special sweet spot for Litecoin because of its origins. I still believe it was useful at the time.
So you're an early back holder?
Not really. No, I never really held much Litecoin, but it was actually necessary. You know, like in the early days, maybe Bitcoin gets shut off, and Litecoin had some mining security, so maybe you can move to that. So it was just nice hedge to have around, not necessarily use. Nowadays, probably has no reason to exist anymore. Take it out of its misery.
Yes. But I also saw on the Coldcard, in the menu, there's a blockchain menu, which, by the way, should be time chains.
It's a whole other conversation.
No, and there was Bitcoin, there was fake Bitcoin testnet, and then there was Litecoin, and Litecoin fake testnet.
Yes. So a lot of people maybe don't know, but it's the same signature, right? So it's essentially free feature, right? Might as well have other people test it. The way I look at it is essentially free security audit, right? If you have more people using it and we don't actually have to divert any resources to it, which we haven't, it's just literally a variable change. And but the thing is, nobody can use it because PSBT needs to be implemented in Litecoin wallets for them to be able to use it. We're not changing Coldcard to accommodate that. We just add it there because it's just a variable change.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, right? And the cool thing is that we can have these standards that are even cross-currency, right? So if Litecoin really implements PSBT, which, by the way, is beautiful, right? Then this would be interoperable as well. It just shows also the power of PSBT.
Yeah, you should get Andrew to talk about PSBT. He's around.
Yes, he's around. We could actually we did the one panel about PSBT and HWI, right? There was you, Rudolfo. There was Stepan Snergov. There was then Andrew Chow, I think, right? That was us, and we did. That was a really good conversation.
I mean, it's there, it's ready.
All of us are here, so we might do round two.
That's maybe that's possible. It's really cool, and now there is like PSBT multi-sig is sort of like in the works. It's not, the spec is actually not finalized on the core side, but as usual, we've already implemented on ours, and I mean,
reckless.
Listen, if well, the beauty of this is that like funds are always safe, right? So. If need be, we can just change our implementation later to sort of, but we are part of the standard making, right? The same way we were the original PSBT, because we're the first implementers anyways. So we have a lot of feedback to give. There's a few things that are sort of like unsolved, really. But I saw Peter and Andrew talking, so I hope they sort it out.
Yes, just put two minds together.
Exactly.
And do things.
Yes. No, but it's I am super excited about it because I like to do things air gapped. Right? So, we have the Coldcard air gap with PSBT for single signer. So you take it out, SD card, do your signing, do your thing. Your computer wallet doesn't know which hardware wallet you have. It's like beautiful. Now, how can you do that for multi-sig? The idea is you actually create the multi-sig wallet on the Coldcard. So the creation is made there fully offline, and then you take that SD card, you put in the next one, so you get them all to share their X pubs and the fingerprint, and then you have a skeleton multi-sig wallet. that you can import into Electrum, maybe Wasabi, or never, and don't import in anything.
Cool, cool, very nice. But when you say you create the multi-sig wallet, what do you mean? Do you specify the XPubs?
Yes. So the first wallet is going to say how many M of N's do you have, right? So you're going to literally say how many signers and what's the minimum that you need to transact. That's done in the tiny little screen with buttons, clicky buttons.
Clicky buttons, yes.
Clicky buttons. So I mean, the future of Bitcoin security is offline, completely air-gapped. Anything else is just a waste of time.
Yeah, very true. Wow, that is fantastic. So you really do, with all the clicky buttons, you build your multi-sig PSBT skeleton.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, actually.
And then you say on the first wallet, for example, let's say it's a 2 of 3, right? You have 3 cold cards in this example.
It could even be the same cold card with different seeds, if I recall.
Yes, you could do different
I can't remember if we could fit or not in the same device because of memory issues. But anyways, I'll confirm that later.
Perfect. That would be really cool. But then if you have it on 3 different, or it doesn't matter, right? You like put the SD in the first one, you press, okay, this is one of the first, and you put the XPub there, or, okay, so the XPub.
No, the code card does that for you, right? It's gonna write the XPub and the private key fingerprint into the SD card, into a text file, so that the next one knows and the next one knows, so that it can close the loop.
Okay, and then, so...
Because that's the details you need to create a multi-sig wallet.
Oh, okay.
You need the XPub of each, and then to be safe, you have the fingerprint of each master. Okay. And then there's one more field I can't remember now.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I'm a little jet lagged.
Okay, and then then you have the skeleton wallet file. Then, for example, you put this into Electrum. What do you see there? Well,
you're going to see a multi-sig wallet with the little eyes. When Electrum doesn't have the private key for each signer, it just shows little eyes on that's what you're going to see.
Cool.
And it's done. And then you create your transaction, your PSBT on Electrum, and then you take it, you stick it in the code card, sign, code card, sign, code card, sign. Transaction is out. Another cool thing, though, and this is pretty exciting, is I was just talking to the Bitbox guys, and because PSBT is hardware wallet agnostic, one of the co-signers can be a Bitbox, another co-signer can be one of the other wallets that don't do air gapping. And then, I mean, listen, you can hedge your security to a pretty crazy degree, by mixing different manufacturers and sort of operating that way.
That is fascinating, right? And again, it's all based on the extremely powerful PSBT. Just a very nice standard for communicating these unfinished or like the signing ceremony of the entire Bitcoin.
I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? Because it really is nothing that novel.
Yeah.
It was just really took a person, to put the effort to make a standard that many people agreed, which is often the hard part of standards.
We need another standard.
That's the XKCD cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, yeah, very cool. And so you also mentioned, and that is something that blew my mind so hard that we kind of have to keep the excitement low. Right?
Yeah,
it's going to be too huge. It might hurt the honey badger, so we have to be careful here. How can you use your cold card as a co-signer over Tor?
So this is still research. We're not finalized, and we're not 100% sure if we can go to that extent. We still want to make this product. If it's going to be, the idea is it's going to be a cold card. Maybe we're going to need to move into a more complete hardware. But the idea is, and so far it looks like it's possible, I want a co-signer sort of service that you roll yourself, right? So essentially we would have a different firmware for code card. And in this firmware, it's going to be one of the co-signing parties, right? And you're also going to give a policy file, right? In this policy file, you're going to say only second Tuesday of the month, max 1 Bitcoin. And that's all it signs. And if it doesn't, it just says no, it's not Tuesday, or it's too much, right? What's really cool about that is, then those things would be moved into the MCU of the device. It would be signed by the PIN, right? Like standard secured on Coldcard, and you just keep that plugged into a computer. Leave it somewhere that you semi-trust, but you don't have to worry too much anymore, right? Because it's just one of the legs of the multi-sig transaction. But you control, so you don't have to care about privacy. That's one of the biggest problems with multi-sig services, is that once you give your XPub to them, then their privacy is sort of gone, right? Yeah. And the idea is, the Coldcard is also going to generate a Tor key pair. So you're going to get a Tor private key and a Tor onion address, right? And you're probably going to have to run like some specific server software that we would put for you to run on your computer, or who knows? Maybe we work it through Electrum. We don't know yet, but it's possible. And then you essentially go to this onion address and you upload your PSBT. So this device could be in the bottom of the ocean as long as there's an internet connection, and it's going to just be running, waiting for you to send files to it to sign.
That is awesome.
Yep.
That really, really, really is awesome because, well, I mean, first of all, we all of a sudden have like the real scriptability in hardware wallets, right? In secure hardware wallets, that you have these policies that you can put in there. Now, are these how are these policies enforced? Because
they're just enforced by the hardware, so it's not. They're still like less secure than a signature of a transaction, right? So, the hardware wallet was designed to sort of, keep the seed secure and sign that. But so the policy file is going to sit there with the seed. So technically, if the policy file gets compromised, the seed got compromised anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But again, this is designed to be just one of the legs in a multi-sig setup, so that, maybe you want to have you're probably going to want to have an extra signer as a backup of that automated co-signer, right? And that one can live in a different country in some box or whatever. You keep your stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and so for an attacker, the signing policy is not even known.
No,
because
they
the
don't know.
signing policy is only on that device.
Yeah, but what's cool is that, say you're being coerced, right, to sign something because they got to you and you have the code card in your hand, and maybe for you it's not interesting to nuke the device. We don't know the situation people are in, but then you can say like, okay, fine, I'll sign it. So you sign, you upload, and then you go, I need to get my co-signer to sign. You upload the file to the co-signing onion address, and the onion address says, no, it's not Tuesday. And that's it. I mean, stop torturing me, please. I can't sign.
It's not Tuesday.
Come back Tuesday.
That's a pretty good deal. Right?
Yeah.
So, wow, that is, yeah, and that could maybe possibly work on any regular Coldcard hardware.
Yeah, and it could also work with any other hardware wallets, right?
Wow.
Because then, say you have, Bitbox, and you sign your transaction, then now you need that code card to co-sign it. It could even be a phone wallet. It could be anything that supports PSBT.
Yeah. Now, the most important question that still is missing in this puzzle is how can we use all this with radio?
Right. It's actually kind of cool. So,
of course it is.
So, I mean, radio, like ham radio has bandwidth issues, of course, but, a multi-sig PSBT is a little bit bigger, but still, I mean, you can send a megabyte across the ocean, get somebody else to broadcast it for you. You can also send it for them to co-sign for you. That's already possible now, right? Like you can send a partially signed transaction anyways, right? Like, and let them continue. It's just much harder without PSBT. But, yep.
Okay. Yeah, that is very nice. So basically then we can communicate the spending policy
Yes.
of a scarce Bitcoin that is locked into a unbreakable contract, and we can communicate the signing policy
Yep.
over moon bounces
You could
of
do
radio
that.
waves.
Yes. No, I mean, I'm more partial to sneakernet even more than radio. So like, I really want to see a company sort of start a carrier pigeon service.
Seriously.
You know, where you put your micro SD card in a pigeon and it takes it to the right place.
You know, actually, I did.
Fully offline.
I did that once. There was in Austria. There was this dude that I knew, and he had pigeons. And so but the thing is, I didn't have yet the SneakerNet SD cards, right? So I literally had to write.
So you put a hard drive on the pigeon to carry?
No, I wrote out the hex file
Right.
of the signed transaction, right? And I sent that, and then some dude broadcasted it. So that actually works. But
It does.
With SD cards and PSBT, it's just infinitely better.
You know, like very large scientific studies that need a lot of data, right? They can't send that stuff over the internet, sometimes like petabytes of data.
Yeah.
You know, they will put a cluster of hard drives in an airplane and send them to the other place.
Yeah.
We don't need the internet.
Flying drones, 3D printed drones to fly the PSBT.
Right. It'll be really cool to have a sneakernet service. I still like the pigeons.
The pigeons.
I mean, I don't know, it's just very romantic, you know, the idea of like, you know, a Bitcoin transaction just flying away. It's pretty cool.
Very romantic.
It's very romantic.
Yeah. Maybe you could also include like a open timestamp of like a marriage contract or a love letter or something, right? And then you fly that over there, and it's like, my dear love, and you write something really romantic.
That's right.
And at the end, here is the signature
Right.
of the multi-sig.
Yeah.
You can spend the money.
You know, SneakerNet,
that
yeah.
would be cool.
I mean, SneakerNet's been used for all kinds of things for a long time. I mean, there is those people who send the balloons over to North Korea with soap opera sticks. Very effective way of transferring a lot of data very fast. Well, sorry, not very fast. Not very immediate. I think it's very asynchronous, but still doable.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Really cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so are there any other cool things going on with you? What are the other toys?
I mean, you know, we're always just playing around with stuff in the office, trying to figure out sort of, you know, what's next and how can people use it. You know, we haven't changed OpenDime because that's sort of, it seems to be, for now at least, its final form. We are investigating, like we continue to try to figure out how to make it cheaper. That would be really nice. But you know, when you need to have a security micro, things get more expensive. But working on it. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where we're at.
I want to talk about the art.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
something really, really cool. Like because right so far we had like the Bitcoin T-shirts were like a big Bitcoin logo,
Right.
And that was it. That was like the peak creativity of the nerds coding Bitcoin. It's like, let's just put the logo on a T-shirt, right? But now recently, I think
Well, it's
we
not
were
official
stepping
if you
down.
don't have a T-shirt.
No, it's not official.
Projects are not official if
They're
you don't
not.
have a T-shirt.
They're not. But like more and more, we're getting to really good T-shirts. I really like your custom wear here.
Yes.
It's like really low key. I like the Cypher Node project. They have amazing swag right
They
now.
do.
So what's going on there?
Well, we did make the block clock, right? I mean, that's a piece of art on itself.
That is.
I didn't bring one with me because I didn't want to check in luggage, but it's you know, we wanted to make a product that really represents sort of Bitcoin's immutability and sort of the weight of that in a very physical device. I think Francis is making a OpenDime art piece where you're going to put a bunch of OpenDimes and you're going to have to figure out which one is the one that has the money or something. I don't know. They're playing that.
We spoke about that earlier, and so basically he puts a bunch of OpenDimes and like hundreds of them, and he all links them together. And on one random OpenDime, there is an actual Bitcoin, right? And it's like wired up in such a way that you only have to check one OpenDime, like on your wallet or wherever, and then you will see, okay, you can actually verify there is one Bitcoin somewhere in this chain, but you don't know where. And it's like this beautiful artwork with like much art, much nice, much wow, like beautiful. And then the thing is, if you want to have that Bitcoin,
you're going to have to destroy the art.
Rip it apart. Rip it. So, and that is a really nice incentive.
Time preference.
Exactly, right? How much do you value the art,
Yeah.
right? Compared to the Bitcoin that you could buy
That's
a Lambo
right.
with, or even a spaceship.
Spaceship.
Spaceship art.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one there.
Seriously, if it's an artful spaceship.
Yeah.
And you know, the cool thing is, you could even barter that entire art piece without destroying
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean that's the very cool thing about this stuff, right? I mean that's the idea of OpenDime itself, is that just pass it along. The next person, you know, trade you for, maybe they'll trade you for that Bitcoin that's in it plus whatever value of that art you think it is.
You know what might be hilarious? If the one OpenDime that actually has the money on is not Bitcoin, but Litecoin.
Ooh.
And then people actually rip it out.
No, but then you'd be able to see it.
No, but maybe we can hack it.
Oh, I see.
and then they rip it out and they destroy the art.
And it's like,
and for their shame of
you
breaking
get
their
a
low
shit
time
coin.
preference, you get shit coins.
that's a long con.
That will be.
Yeah.
But now we told everyone, so.
Yeah, I guess it's not possible anymore.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm so looking forward to what's to come. Tor routed cosigners that do artwork stuff. It's going to be fantastic. Multi-sig and everything.
Yeah.
Insane.
We're having too much fun.
We're having really too much fun.
Yeah.
Seriously. And oh yeah, one thing. Like, I just love open source projects, and I think that like the collaboration of Coldcard and Wasabi is a perfect example.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I mean, how fast Nopara like integrated the stuff, and and Peter built the skeleton wallet for Wasabi too. So I think that's sort of like the best part of it, is just just integrate the stuff. It's like shut up and integrate the stuff, and just it's easy.
Yeah,
do it.
Exactly, and like this, it really is, because right, Nopara, like I told him, check out HWI, it's a cool thing. Then he codes it up, it works, and all of a sudden we are interoperable with PSBT fully.
Yep.
You are interoperable with PSBT fully, and now all we have to do is be like, you give us some skeleton file, and we import that, and we do Wasabi magic with it to generate all the addresses.
Yeah.
And yay.
Yeah, no, boom, you have coin joining.
Yeah. And now with the scriptable hardware wallet, coin joins, we're gonna make it happen. There is a BIP coming that explains like a PSBT extra thing that you need for coin joins.
Yep, they're working on I think there's a few customizable fields. Yeah. So it's gonna be like sort of vendor specific, right? So if you're using, say, Wasabi, you can use some of these fields to add your own sort of needs.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. PSBT it's
pretty cool.
So powerful, incredible. Okay, Rudolfo, that was cool.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. Thank
you very much,
Yeah.
and enjoy the festivities here at Breaking Bitcoin, the tribe gathering, always nice.
That's always fun.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then see you around. Keep on building awesome stuff, and keep on coming. To
shit! Thanks for making all those videos, man. Like explaining to people how to use it. It's so helpful. Like I can't say enough how helpful those things are. Because we're focused on making the stuff, so explaining the stuff is sort of on the second sort of line of priority for us, and that really helps the community a lot.
Yep, right. Really, it's really valuable to have this stuff too.
Yeah.
And I just love having a playlist. Like people are, what is Coldcard? And I can be like,
Boom.
Here, 10 videos.
Yes.
Look at them. If you have questions, come back.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a new one. I lost count of it.
Yeah. And I still have to do the multi-sig stuff.
Yes, well, that's going to happen. I mean, you can do that on testnet right now, or wait for the final.
What is this testnet thing?
It's Bitcoin's own shitcoin.
Shitcoins on Bitcoin. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So Piers, thank you very much for joining us here again at the Breaking Bitcoin conference, and see you on the next show. Bye-bye.